It is the Public Universities Debate 2018, first of its kind, and episode 1 here at Delta TV. So ne banyoleo mujja kutusonyiwa tujja kwesa oluzungu n'oluganda bwe tutyo mpolako. So bwe tugende mulango twali tukyayogera ku kintu kino ekyokubanga government ekyogamba nti tegenda kuddamu kubanga efumbira abayizi emmere. Nze sijja kukitwala nti ebadde baginya naye bw'oba weeyamye kintu kikolere ddala mulundi gumu. Bw'oba weeyamye okuba sasulira fees oba tuition n'okuba feedinga nga wakyeyama kuva university bwe yaggula oba bwe yatandikirawo ddala. Ndoza tugende nakyo naye nze muntu akirabamu nga it's a blindfold eringa government eyagala okwejjako ekintu ekimu nti kakati ebadde ba feeding oyinza okusanga costs zibadde too much kandi yagala okubuliza buzaano nja kuba nfuna perspective y'abagiri presidents naye nawe kennyini osobola okubanga otulabira ku mukutu ogwa Facebook ne Twitter via Periscope, that's Delta TV Uganda, ne ku Facebook Delta TV Uganda. Era link kuiliwe we are streaming live. I'm seeing my brother Jeff Ori Canada, you're watching, Abali German, Brian Jagori America, Roy Sem from America, Banji tujakuwa tuwalaba, and some students of these universities. So kwetuli mudatika December tujakubanga tuwayamu nawo jakuba okuba esimu boboli muyizi boli muntu eyamaliza okusoma tubulire sent ebintu bino ebiri mu government universities or public universities. Lwaki okwekalakasa kusukka nnyo mu universities zino kumpi buli semester buli mwaka buli academic year public universities oba government universities oba institutions za government kwekalakasa tekukoma. Lwaki mu private si nnyo tetukiraba nnyo ndoza kibaddewo wano mu academic year ndoza kibaddemu KIU wano webagidde kya engineering abayizi aba engineering okubeera nga institution oba yonga Kampala International University badde tunaba kuregisteringa gundi zaabwe mu setendeke mu kakiiko akatwala ebyanjigiriza ebya waggulu naye obuvuguŋŋaŋŋaano oba strikes zisukka nnyo mu public universities. So mbadde nkyaliwa amanya gavumenti bw'eba essaawa eno nga ekyalemeddwa okutuukiriza ebisuubizo byezeesuubiza ebya abayizi oba abasomesa nga tebalina bakyabanja bikaseera ebasuubiza nti mu financial eno tugenda bakolako olishuwa nti enasobola okutuukiriza ekisuubizo kino cause bwebanga abasomesa bakyabanja nga bagenda kwekalakaasa. How sure are you that egenda kuba etuukiriza ekintu kino ekya feeding policy?
Feeding policy, I'm quite sure there is still much more money to the government because we do subscribe and pay. And then it's try and error. You don't need to fail trying, at least try and you know we have failed. As per the lecturers and what I know, they have asked for what we call a subvention fund from the government. The government is going to bring up a top-up amount from which some of the money is going to be given to the lecturers. That's why even up to now you see some of the students out there, they have gone for research but then they are not being supervised. These waiting for internship, they are not being attended to. Why? Because the lecturers up to now have not been paid right from January up to May. And this is not because of the university management, but because of the government. And I do say it's all like this because of the IFMIS, Integrated Financial Monetary System. This is where all the government, all the monies paid by students go back to the government and they are later disbursed to university accounts.
But do you monitor where this money go? Like the money you pay, like at times ban abatali sponsored.
Private students.
Yeah, abesasulira.
Yes.
Sente ezo ziraga tesobola kufacilitating abana abalala.
All that money goes to the government. Whenever we are paying, the money goes to the government accounts. Now the government is in full control of everything.
But as a guild president, oina olukusa olumonitoringa ensimbi zino gye ziraga okumanya oba lakobatoweebwa buyinza okumonitoringa.
As a guild president, I believe by sitting in a finance and planning committee, I'm able to see the distribution of all these monies to whichever departments we have in university. Because we have around 5 committees, finance and planning, of which I see there, and at least I get a chance of seeing where this money goes. And at least at some point in time, I'm made to believe that it's not the fault of the management, but to some bigger percentage, the fault of the government failing to disburse money on the university accounts on time.
I was going to ask whether you've monitored some, but since you are just a new
newcomer.
Yeah, so
Yes.
Ntende,
Yes, sir.
don't you think this is a blindfold? Because if government hasn't paid some of the arrears of the teaching staff and is coming out to say that it's going to facilitate you through depositing money onto your accounts, the government aided students to facilitate as food allowances, don't you think this is just a blindfold that at time in future the government is going to just evade this system of feeding students and at least they just provide with you with only tuition? Don't you think this is just a blindfold?
Well, I may not say that exactly, but at the end of the day, I need to understand where the government comes from to say what it said. Because you're going to realize the fact that the students in the university desire to have decent meals, okay? Decent and nice meals. However, the money that these people are having to provide meals may not be enough. Now they have realized that people are complaining and they're saying the meals we're having are not the best meals we can have. They have resorted to giving people cash, okay? Sending money onto your account. Now there are two things involved into this bit. The very first one, as you're sending money to people, okay, you're not sure whether it is enough or not. At least I can tell that when you sent money and the university provided the meals, or probably through the service providers, each and everyone could get something to eat. We don't know whether it was good quality or not good quality, but someone was getting something to eat for a day. You get what I'm saying? Now the challenge here is I am not sure whether that 4,500 is going to really facilitate this particular person. Now when you ask me if the government is blindfolding us, it is yet another problem that is going to backfire on it. Because if you again you come and ask me what is the cause of the strikes in the universities, it is because the government sometimes fails to fulfill its promises.
True.
Now, that is again back to the government to either fulfill its promise or to make it a blindfold and make the university students go back and hit it again. You get? Because it's back to it. However, I want the government to also realize that they are fighting quite a number of voices in the universities. There is a lot of prostitutions in the university students. Say, for example, do you know what causes that? You may not be knowing. There is a possibility some of these people don't have money to facilitate them.
As a good president, have you investigated and get to the gist of the matter of revealing what causes that?
What causes what?
Prostitution.
Kati nzija. Now this is exactly what I'm saying. Omwana omwadde 14,000. Okitegeera? Avudde wakati alina kyalina. Me, I get calls from students who call me and tell me, you know what, Julius, I don't have anything to eat at this day. Okay? Why? Because I don't have the money to facilitate me to do that. I end up with the little I have sometimes to also extend the help. Now, the challenge is there are some people who may not be able to call me as Julius intended. Remember, we are in public universities. I'm telling you, people in these universities are struggling to get an education. Osango mwana aguze chindazi achibaise tenzema mirundi eji. Ochitegeera achiriddeko lunch achiriddeko supper. That is not because they are loving, that is not because they fancy it. It is because they do not have. Kakati omwana omuwe 14,000 mu 5 and they're expecting you to be the funder, the facilitator or the provider. That person is going to go back again in prostitution. Kubanga alowooza sente gye zigenda okuva. You get? So at the end of the day, there is a lot of
just a bit. Okay, this is ironical. Do you have male prostitutes? Okay, just funny there. Just funny there. Do you have male prostitutes?
Yes, on a later moment, German seems to have the best answer. On a later moment, I have not been to a brothel before. But I'm not sure though. However, there is a possibility, you cannot rule it out. Okay? But also a male gentleman could go in for a sugar mommy or something. I mean, it's not only prostitution that these people will go into. Delving into because of lack of them finances and so on and so forth. So as the government vows to really facilitate us, okay, it is important that it actually does its very best. Now, tuli kwogera ku mutwalo ogumu, Mr. Papaweri. And I'm not so sure whether the government has even passed it as yet. Kubanga kyemmanyi yasipa, now tukyali ku 14,000. Okay? Now, tulina okwogera ku 14,000. Is it enough? Can it really facilitate you? Or because you see, some of these things are are being said by people who go to Serena and have a meal at probably 200,000. So you cannot really tell whether they know what we are going through, and you cannot talk about something you've not experienced. Talk about those people that are actually struggling to get an education, struggling to make their lives better in the universities. And their parents are telling them, man, to swaza. Your parent has told you to swaza, but you're going to starve at school. And you see the government is also saying, I'm going to fund you na results. So at the end of the day, it goes back to them.
Okay? Then, noza chitono nyo wali chinecha feeding points okubanga government echejja ko government agena kudanga kubafumbira. Oloza chiva kuchobuzubuva okwejja ku kiyoko echoga nti tugenda bafumya kati ate okubanga egenda depositing nga sent ku account zamu.
If the government is in charge of contracting service providers, service providers that are going to provide meals to the university students. First of all, there are complaints from two people. The first one, the service provider. Ajagamba centers on providing meals to the people is little. You get. The second person is the student. Nayagina kugamba, you see the meals you're giving to us are substandard. What do you do? Kat government says they will rolling get the ball back to the students. But again, we are in universities where we have administration. I'm thinking we can also strike deals with our different administrations. And to government centers was channeled onto the administration, they can actually top up to provide decent meals to the students. Rather than giving 4,500, because honestly that will not do. Besides, when you take it account mulundi gumu, nenze kozesa in about 1 month. What about the rest part of the semester? Nenga walina lishua, and Nwemba Mukayasa can actually go to the DH and get food.
You've talked about the decent meal. Like just a quick one, a decent meal. A
decent meal is good quality food that is enough. University students are not like high school students. High school are actually the same. Maybe a baby, yet a food that is enough. First of all, they are growing people. They do quite a lot.
But how can you know that this is enough? Got government go over. Obo yagala ekole ekyenyo kwalo abemakere avane bekakasa oba ku quality ya yemmere nzijukira munjera oba maka gwedde noza government ekimu ekyavudde naye kati osobola kugamba nti how can government estimate okugamba nti emmere emala oba temala?
You can really establish that by statistics of the students that you are feeding. No gamba, if I'm to feed, say for example 1,000 students, how much food do I need to prepare a day? Okay, how many male students are we catering for? Probably the ladies eat a little lesser than the gentlemen. But on top of that, I think again we go back to our administrations as well. From my side, MOOCs, what usually happens, the food that we eat in the DH is first taken to the dean. Okay, we tell the dean, please test this food and see, is it good? Okay, before the students eat it, the dean actually shall say, okay, maybe the food is good. So the systems that we also follow in the universities are also key and important, because these people help us a lot to, it is like a control measure for some of the things that happen when it comes to food and all.
Like generally, this is from Campus B. Government, okay, good university student feeds on jackfruit for breakfast. Like government omulaba government resistant as adegamba. So this is just a story from Campus B. But going to His Excellency Papa Well,
yes,
oloza obuzibwe saawa eno buvawa government etutebanga ddene ng'ebafumbira oza ki ekijetedde okukyusa minds okugamba nti kakati katuteeke ssente ku akawunti yammwe? Nze ng'omuntu kyensuubira nti kigenda kuba kizibu kubanga walire badde however little it was oba however poor quality gundi bwebadde egiya naye nga at least government has managed consecutively for the past years. Olowooza obuzibu buvuddewa kakati okugamba nti okukyusa let's put or deposit money onto your accounts? Obuzibu buvaawo essaawa eno?
One, let me comment about the current status quo of the universities being able to provide the meals to the students at an amount of 4,500. In Makerere University, we phased out meals being prepared by the university itself, and in 2014-15 academic year, we phased out a university being the one providing meals to the students itself, and it contracted different service providers, and we have 4 stations where the students get their meals from. It is not that they have been able to provide this meals at 4,500. They have been receiving a lot of difficulties in making sure that the students continue receiving meals at this unit cost. To the extent that they even gave these service providers a waiver, tebasasula masanyalazi, tebasasula rent, tebasasula mazi. Now still, even after that, there is still a complaint of, even at this innocent zimala. That, in essence, brings an accumulation in what we call domestic arrears. And it has been an issue of audit query, that every time the university is audited, why are these domestic arrears increasing? Now it is because of this. The university is forced to subsidize the 4,500. There has been commitment on behalf of the university, at least I cannot vehemently say that the university was innocent. There is a time when the unit cost of providing meals to the students was 2,000. It was increased to 4,000. It was subsequently increased to 4,500. So I do not think that the government is going to fail on its commitment. At least has been remitting the 4,500.
Okay, ekintu kino nze nkyira musimanyi gwa perspective gyenkyiramu byo kirabiramu. Government buli mwaka abasomesa okubavayo ne beekalakaasa.
Yes.
Lwa misaala. Era ne academic year eno nyini mu August ate tuli sure baba na like in all universities Kyambogo lokamu bisinacho ya Kyambogo ne wamu. Kati gwoka kasotya nti naso tukube ekintu ekirimu sente wali eri at least yo yebadde etwala okugula emmere bikinaye depositing money onto these accounts. Obuvumu obujja okukiriza okuteeka obwesige mu government tegenda kubanga bafacilitate nga sente zo nga eziteekako ate mu budde ng'ate ezimu nga n'ebisuubizo ebimu tennabituukiriza obuvumu obujja.
At Makerere University, the Vice Chancellor only communicated to the students that with effect from next academic year, we are not going to receive these meals, but there has not been any passing of a policy statement on this. But one of the guidelines we want included in the policy statement on meals is that the students receive these allowances on the very first day of the semester, so that we have assurance and surety. Nto mwana agenda kuingira mu university olunaku olusooka account ye izo sente azifunirewo. So at least silaba, of course we bazitaziteekako, we are going to come up and demand for it kubanga how do you expect a student to survive? Issue endala je to discuss is in parliament is government should come out clearly and define what government sponsorship is and at what unit costs it is going to be it is going to be sponsoring the students. Kumanga at least someone agenda kubira sure they are into an agreement with the government of Uganda for sponsorship for this time according to the duration of their study contract. Yes, wagenda musasulira tuition za centers according to the rates at the university, wagenda mu accommodation this amount, wagenda mu feeding this amount. So I think it is going to become now an issue of government taking up responsibility and seeing that it provides for the students it is sponsoring.
Mukuramanya. Etroza nti kineno kigenda kwongerera ddala okuleetawo obuzibu. Strikes zibadde kakati zibadde kubiri nti emmere embi gatoza nti kineno kigenda ate kwongera bwongeza ate ku ekiwundu kibadde nati bagenda kuba bataddemu omunyo nti ojja kwesanga government egamba te oba tukyali mabanja tukyalina osaswazireri biki gatoza nti ekyo kigenda kozinga bukozinzi like more strikes kigenda kuleetawo buzibu bulala mukulaba okwo tolaba nti kiyinza okukozinga more strikes.
The projection here is halfway. It is both positive and negative. And perhaps the outcomes of this policy outsourcing are both long-term and short-term. So in my perspective, and as a student representative, if they provide meals at hotel quality, at a better quality, better than the meals we've been having, because the reason as to why these students have been up and down is because the meals have totally been not fine. I'm talking about Kyambogo University. You're providing a meal and you're saying you're sponsoring a student when you're in actual sense providing with them poor quality. And that was very bad.
I think that's what government could afford.
I can't say that's what government would afford. But they may have provided quite a good amount of money, because when you're cooking for like 3,000, it's far better than providing money to an individual. So I believe by giving up this money, the 4,500, and a student has the liberty to go to whichever place he wants to go, that would be quite fair, but the amount is slightly not enough.
Okay, Mkuntende. Echa kuanza fekati no tu tushirabira mu perspective nti government bintu binyama uli tiza tugasaka buli mwaka institutions za government mubamu okwekalakasa buli mwaka era kizibu nnyo okulaba nti Makerere academic year weddeko nga tewadde okwekalakasa kole ekyamazima abanamu lefena tugamba kiki ekyo so at times we ask hatuba no like I said that tetukola naye kiba kitwewunyisa nnyo as the fourth estate kuba nti kiringa ekifuse kati it's a song nti every time walina okubeerayo because the problems are not solved, unending problems. Kino ekyoga nti government etaddewo egenda kubanga erese police eno nti tugenda kubanga tubasasula oba tubatera ssente ku account zammwe gwe toza nti tekigenda tekuleta kusitula situzibuzibu bulala okugamba nti ssente olumuziddire eyinze olumuzibuze ekyo mu maaso gwe tokiraba because we have to look into the future as well. Don't you think this is going to cause more chaos in the public universities?
Well, I see it. I want to be honest. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, in my university there are students that are government sponsored but are sleeping outside the university. Balina okubanga babawa living out allowance, okay, because they're not accommodated by the government inside the university. Centers balina ofuna, it is to help them sometimes to even pay for their hostels outside the university. But you will get to a certain level where you're getting calls from students and probably feedback from students telling you our living out allowance has not yet come. When are they telling you this? They are doing their final examination. Centers bali badde bafuna okusasula probably at the start of the semester. Now, there is a possibility even this money that is going to be put on the students' account for their meals might come at the end of the semester. Kati centers genda okufeeding omwana between the start of the semester and the end of the semester zigenda kuvaawo. Because I'm pretty sure the people that they are supposed to deliberate these issues, abalina okuweereza sente zino ku account z'abaana, they are equally parents. Bakimanyi nti omwana waba agenze ku university at the start of the semester alina okubeera ne sente za hostel, alina okubeera ne sente zimufiidinga. But if a student is coming complaining and telling you centers are living out allowances zizze oba tezinajja and they are doing their final exams or they are going back before getting the money, then there is a problem. Kati kigenda ku escalating obuzibu buno. Because for us we may say it is okay, but it is funny. At the end of the day, me I would suggest like this, okay? Whoever probably means and cares to take it probably will take it. You never know. Nti the meals that are provided in the schools, in the university, just have to be bettered, okay? Have to be bettered and have to be
so is that those of poor quality?
Now,
you all agree, like is that okay?
Atenga ne service provider to munenya because the money given to them is little. Moses going when nusu 13 negamba savingira abaana abo sapa ne lunch ogenda ba savinga chi okitegera. This is what I'm talking about. The government could as well say, Papa or Julius or German, now we have done this for the universities, okay? Maybe we're giving you 10,000. Nogo mtualo, gwinzo kutoka at a certain time. Ngate gumala. Because besides, guno mtualo gwali munene, nyokutomanya miyake ngetani mabeka. Right now it is nothing. But we are talking about issues that are going to take time to change. But if you say, let us adjust the quality of the meals, okay? Omwana afune meals ku university, nga nungi. Chisingako okumpa omutwalo okugenda okumbonyabonya. However, if you say you will give me money that is enough for my decent meal outside the university, why not? No one mpa decent nka kasita ziberanga zimala. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. So me, if the government wishes to give people money, it is okay. Though I'm thinking it's going to escalate the strikes in the universities. Papa we loyenzo musanga alizi the strike endala. Why? Papa would I beg to be forgiven. Yes, because the Nkugambi, abana basula mu hostels, centers are living out allowance at times. Zijja the end of the semester. Nanyine hostel akugambye, yes, nanyine hostel akugambye you have to pay booking fee. So for example, the hostels that they book the semester before, you get set agenda kuzijja omuzadde wabatazirinanga the government amanyinti was government is sponsoring this.
Okay, this goes to like Papa where Menya Julia says, please honorable Papa, even the meal policy should be evaluated on non-resident government students because most of the non-residents have been getting their meals in halls of residence. Please, the policy has to cater for both residents and non-residents. Do you find, like Menya Julius's opinion, right?
Yes, very right. And just to add on the issues that he has supplemented in it, abana kati bali mukutia. Inti surveyor ita ne basaininga inti bagala senti zaabwe naye kati baze mukutia olaba kano akatono ke bali nawo ka living out allowance for the non-residents tebakafunira mu budde ate kati chemere, yet they have to feed from the very first day of the semester. What they're asking us, what guarantee is going to be there that they are going to receive this money? We are also receiving complaints from those ngamenya wa Gambia those who receive living out allowance. One, the rate at which accommodation is provided by the university is 232,000. The cheapest hostel you can find around Makerere may go for around between 300 and 400,000, and that is a double room. So yes, all these issues need to be revised. We are still operating on the old costs. The costs of living have gone.
Papa, tukulabye nnyo for amawulire okubanga leading new strikes.
Chandibadde kizibu oba
kati tugenda nga strikes
tezibeera ku mulamwa naye strikes zonna zitubaddemu zibadde ku mulamwa ate nga zireeta results.
Kati ekyemmere kizze bwe tunaalaba nga gavumenti tetugenda kola strikes endala nga gavumenti eganye oba eremedde okuteeka sente ku accounts.
Kyetukubiriza gavumenti enteekirize yeyamye okukola.
Otherwise,
don't incite Papa with it to do something.
So nanya wakyali ku Dr. TV program Weesibe Moses Wamagasha yamanya tugenda kumulamu katono nnyo wabula mu kitundu ekisembayo tugenda kubeera n'amasomo boli Kyambogo oba oli Busite oba oli wa osobola okuba essimu otubuulire obuzibu mu public universities za government buvaawa era solutions zigwenga gwezo oloza ziriwa tugenda kumulamu katono nnyo naye tugenda kudda ne sex for max scandals mu public universities tugenda kubanga tutunuulira ensonga eyo naye katukuveeko mu bulango tukomewo tovaawo.